Hey guys, this is your Last Level Gamescast. I'm one of your hosts, Jason. To my right is Mr. Phil. Say hi, Phil.
What's going on, guys?
This is our podcast where we're going to be discussing some gaming news and other shit. We've got some stuff to talk about today. Some interesting stuff. Some stuff Phil would like.
Yeah, I would say so. I'm always a big fan of some good Nintendo news.
Spoiler much? But yeah, so I guess we'll get right into it. First thing we're going to talk about is the NPD results of sales from last February. Okay?
Yep.
So, turns out, and this is from VentureBeat.com, where I'll start off by saying, initially I got the report on Twitter from someone that PlayStation was the top selling console.
Right.
And then I got a whole bunch of other ones that were like, no. It's Phil's favorite console.
So realistically,
Oh gosh.
no, but if it was the PS4, I think a lot of people would question, is that number real?
Why?
Because they released a new console.
Oh.
I get it if we're just in the middle of the console wars and whatever, PS4 has been dominating, right?
Yeah.
But Nintendo literally released a new console. It should be higher than a PS4.
Yes. So, looking at this, and again, this is from VentureBeat.com. That trying to find it. Oh, Nintendo shared some of its figures as well in a statement. The company confirmed that all versions of the handheld combined to sell 395,000 consoles in February. Just a solid number. But again, I don't know. We don't know how much of that is the new 3DS. I'm sure a lot of it is, though.
I bet you.
70, 30?
No, I bet. Yeah, I'd go maybe even a little more. Simply from a supply standpoint. So obviously, you watched me try to get a new 3DS this month, and I got the red one simply because it was the only one I can get my hands on. But so right off the rip, I couldn't get it first week, and then I couldn't buy it without it being a $500 bundle from GameStop. Right?
It's brilliant.
It is brilliant. Hey, you can't get this anywhere. By the way, buy this other stuff you don't want.
So you think that came from GameStop doing that themselves? Keeping the consoles that they purchased and then
right.
bundling them?
So I
think
Nintendo
wanted them to do that.
No, I don't think Nintendo wants them to do that.
No, they would never want to short people, right?
I get it. They have their history of shorting people and whatnot. But no, I think it was more a matter of not getting supply in, at least to America. Not getting supply in, and then when they did those bundles, but they do it with everything and everyone does it. So I know Walmart did it a lot when PS4 and Xbox One first came out.
Yep.
Amazon did it. Best Buy did it. They all do it where they're like, "Hey, we got this console that no one else has in right now.
I got that good deal.
Yeah, yo, I got a really good deal for you. You could pay me $20 more, and buy a game from 7 years ago.
Yeah,
that's just kind of how they roll. But no, I think the number could have been higher had their supply been better.
They do that though, and that's the thing that frustrates me is Nintendo, or it could be the demand, but they always seem to have this issue of not having enough, or having a limited supply of stuff. And I get it that a lot of people want to buy it, but it's a weird thing that I see consistently with them, or I hear about them.
Yeah,
when the Wii came out, the
Yep.
Nintendo Wii and the Wii Fit.
Yep.
I get that a lot of people like it, and that that brought in their demographic, because now adults were getting it, older people were getting it for the Wii Fit and stuff like that. But it just made no sense to me that it seems to consistently be Nintendo.
Yeah, but it's everybody at some point. So the PS4 for a while, there's a problem getting a hold of it. Xbox One, not so much, but people didn't really buy it like hotcakes this time around. No. PS3 off the rip was incredibly hard to find. People got shot over it. They did. They had the multiple shootings over the PS3 when it first came out.
Yeah. For what, $700? $600?
$600? Yeah, I think
but that
$600.
was backwards compatible, so.
Yeah.
Never got one though.
So yeah, no. So I don't know how much is Nintendo made. We talk about that a lot. But the other thing you got to look at is, so Nintendo's also one of the only hardware companies that release hardware they make profit from. And they're one of the only companies that see their hardware as a profit center.
Yeah.
Everyone else, it's all about games and attachment rate and all that stuff, which is fine and good and that sounds great. They can do it however they want. Right.
Sell more games.
Right. Nintendo doesn't. Nintendo makes money off every console sold. Okay. So for them, if they have too many consoles, they see that as dead profit that they don't want. They see that as money they can't make if nobody's buying them, right?
Yeah.
So their best equation is sell 1-to-1, whereas a Sony or a Microsoft might look at it and go, hey, so we're already projected to sell 500,000 of these things this month, however many, and already accept that loss.
Yeah.
Whereas Nintendo is like, hey, let's make 250,000 of them and hope we make the profit from all of those and factor that into our budget.
Yeah.
Instead of the other way around. But also, hey man, I'm still gonna throw this out there. What? We still got the supply issues of everything in America right now. So
what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
With California, yeah.
That's all I care about. Digital download. No, I get that.
Download.
So I got another question for you then. Why do you think Nintendo's had such good success with their console sales and games? Because I got to be honest, for me, Nintendo has been a secondary console for me.
Yep.
And like I have a Nintendo Wii, and I love it. I play it, with people and stuff like that. But they do seem to have a niche market of people, and it's a big market. It's not even a niche really when you think about it. But people love Nintendo and they love to support Nintendo.
Yep.
And it always kind of seems a little bit like, I don't know. I guess for me, the games that they put out don't resonate with me as much.
Yeah.
And it could be because I didn't have the history with them
Could be.
a long amount of time. But why do you think they're so successful? Why do you love them so much?
Why do I love them
Why
so
do you
much?
have Nintendo on your belly button?
Yeah.
He doesn't have it on his belly button.
No, it's on my side. No, I think, man, there's so many reasons to. Really, there are. So I think one of the bigger things that came out even this past fall was like, hey, Smash was delayed, right, for each console, but it came out and it worked.
It did. That's true.
And it just flat out worked. Mm-hmm. And so Nintendo has, at least for first party games, has this history of quality and this history of like, hey, when you get our game, it's going to be fun and it's going to work.
Yeah.
And I think right now the bigger studios and Microsoft and Sony and all them are taking hits on their games coming out and just flat out not working.
Yeah.
So I think that helps them, and I think that helps give them steam. But also, like, they have proven franchises that may not be an entirely new game every time they release it, but they change enough of it that makes you want to play it again. So your Pokemons, right? Like, holy crap.
I do love Pokemon.
Yeah, I played Red and Blue. Part of the reason I got my 3DS is so I could pick up Pokemon. I just picked up Pokemon X.
What a nerd.
And you know what, though? Like, at the core of it, I put that game in, and I'm like, hell yeah. Like, because what other game does what Pokemon does?
Monster Hunter.
No, it doesn't. That's completely different. Completely different. So Monster Hunter is open world.
Yeah.
You attack things and craft and all that.
Fair enough.
Nothing like Pokemon. Pokemon's more of your JRPG that don't even happen anymore.
Yeah.
But it's Nintendo has this thing where when you get a game, it works and it's fun, and it can be simple or you can make it hard. It's up to you.
Do you like things hard? Sorry.
Big fan. No. But yeah, so so when your Sonys and your Microsofts, they announce like their huge games, right? Yeah. And they're like, look at these graphics and look how amazing they're going to be and blah, 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 blah. You get games like The Order, where you're like, oh my God, look at all the things oh wait, I'm just going to watch this cutscene.
Yeah.
Like, why? What's the point? I mean, Nintendo used to get the flack, and they still do, for not even having voices.
Yeah.
Because they don't find that as necessary to their games as other studios do. They're still about, hey, just here's this world, have fun in it. And I love that. Like, I bought Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker.
Yeah.
I beat it 3 days.
Yeah, he did.
But I loved doing it. Like, I loved when I played it. I loved getting it. I loved, just different puzzle aspects and stuff.
It looked, from what I saw from it, looked like a very different platformer than I've seen from, like, I expected it to be a platformer similar to Mario.
Yeah.
Just with Captain Toad, and it was a little different, and I thought that was interesting. So.
Yeah, they definitely had more of a puzzle element to it.
That's good, because you can't jump. Because Captain Toad's apparently too fat.
Yeah. Well, his head. Well, the head weighs a lot. That mushroom up top, that just keeps him down a little bit. But they, yeah, it's a different thing. And then like, so realistically though, even the Wii U right now is not selling. And
It's
they're
actually, I mean, from what I've seen, it's actually doing a lot better
than it
since
was.
Super Smash Brothers.
Well,
with the new
Smash
3DS coming
was-
out, it's improving. I did see that, but obviously it's not where they expected it to be.
No.
Especially launching. If it's one of those weird things where it seems to be doing better as it's been
Stays
out
out.
longer.
Right.
You know?
So that could be what part of that could be is so think about it this way, like, so the Wii sold what, 70 million, 80 million,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Which nobody predicted, nobody expected. And we understand that a lot of that went to a younger audience.
Yep.
Right. So let's say you got that Wii when you were 6, right? And well, maybe now you're at the point where you're 10 and you're buying a PS4 or an Xbox One, or you're asking your parents for it, right? But at that point, the new generation is going to start rolling into Wii U's, because, I mean, you know, working retail, you see it where the parent comes in and they're like, I don't want my kid playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I don't want my kid playing Halo. And then you talk to them about a Wii U, which has Mario, and they're like, I know Mario. I'm comfortable with my kid playing that.
Yeah. It is a good starter. I mean, even selling the actual Nintendo Wii is, people still look for it.
Yeah, they do.
People
They have
still
that
look for it.
little mini Wii version
That
red
thing's
thing.
terrible.
Yo, it's God. They stripped internet off it. You can't even Netflix
Well,
it.
Exactly.
Like,
That's exactly what it's for. It's for like a 5-year-old who
Yep.
knows no better. Although 5-year-olds now use iPads like nobody's business.
no, we're not going down that road.
They're taking the world over, man.
God, yeah, that's a whole different.
Um,
That's also my favorite thing. Hey, I need to buy my kid an iPad. Oh, how old is he? 6. Why are you? Do you want a new kid? I'll be your kid. You buy me an iPad. I'll take that.
You're not gonna get them the VTech one.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I
fuck
think
that.
so. I think that and then so switching to their handheld, the 3DS, right?
Yeah.
So I got the 3DS when it first launched.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't like it that much.
Okay.
I thought the screen was too small.
Yeah, that's like that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, so I thought the screen was too small on the original 3DS. I ended up selling it back. I picked up the Vita. And I'll tell you, they're a completely different experience.
They are.
And I think this is going to actually sound weird, but I actually think the 3DS has more mainstream games than the Vita does.
It does.
So everything I found on Vita and everybody I talked to or listened to talking about the Vita was like, hey, yo, here's this really niche game out of Japan. You should play it.
Yeah.
Or, hey, here's this game that they love in Japan. You should play it. Hey, here's this game that I imported from Japan. And it was never like, hey, you got this new title coming out from Sony, or you got this new reason to own a Sony handheld, as opposed to a Nintendo handheld.
I get that.
It just never happened. And then
There's a lot of good first-party ones.
right for Nintendo, right? So
3DS,
if I have an option between a bunch of niche third party or just blockbuster first party games, dude, I'm gonna play Zelda. I'm gonna play Mario. I'm gonna play Donkey Kong Country. Like, I love that game. But even that, like, I picked up
Donkey Kong
that Fantasy Life game, which
You can't stop playing.
oh, I love it. I love it. I mean, I screwed myself because I picked up just too many RPG type games at
Yeah, you
once,
did.
right off the rip. Just
What was it? You picked up Fantasy Life, Bravely Default.
yeah,
There was one other one.
Pokemon
Oh, you
X.
got Pokemon. That's an easy.
and then Donkey Kong Country.
Okay, so is that like you're gonna be your in between?
That's my in-betweener, but I'm gonna try to play through Fantasy Life first, but I put in Pokemon yesterday.
Gosh. I hear you.
But like, they have all these other games that like just, I don't know, like, I get it. The Vita was gorgeous. I had it. It looked beautiful.
Yeah.
The online was great. All those different words you want to use.
Yep.
But my 3DS feels amazing in my hand. And the games just, they keep coming out.
Fair enough. All right, it's good. So the next thing I want to talk about related to the sales results.
You're great at segues, by the way.
Segway. Here we go. We're segueing.
You're just amazing.
I
at
ride
that.
those. No, I don't ride those.
Oh, I want to.
So, talking about the sales stuff, going back to it, the PlayStation, between the Xbox and the PlayStation, call it what you want, console wars and all that, but PlayStation was the top selling home
definitely.
console.
Yep.
Again.
Yep.
Okay, there was I think December and January, or maybe November and December, that Xbox did beat out.
Yeah, when they had that initial
the
price drop.
Yeah, and now
it
I'm
beat
pretty
out.
sure they're officially at $350.
Yes, because so for a while they went back to 400.
Yep.
for like 2 weeks, and then people bought it, and then they were like, Microsoft's just like, hey, fuck all of you, we're gonna drop it again.
So why do you think PlayStation's doing so much better this generation than last generation? I have my reasons.
So I think but I don't think PlayStation did bad last generation.
It had a very bad start.
Price right off the rip, like
rip.
So I generally, now that I've matured in age,
let's call it that.
Let's just say the numbers have gotten bigger.
Yes.
I can afford all 3 consoles.
Okay.
But even when that came out, I didn't buy a PS3 right away. I waited till I want to say $400 or maybe $350.
Yeah, mine
for the drop. I did
years.
not. Yeah, it was not right in the beginning, just because that price tag was insane.
Yeah.
And I understand the cell processor and all that crap. Anyway,
Gadgets and gadgets.
Right, basically. So basically, I mean, so what was that? So PS3 came out and it was an entertainment system, right?
Yes.
It did everything and it wanted to solve the world's problems and play all your games as well. But they really marketed it as an entertainment console, right?
Yes.
And then there was the Wii, which was like, yo, look at this little thingy we got going on.
How
right?
are we getting back here?
Just wait for it. And then Microsoft came out, was like, yo, this Xbox plays games. Here's Halo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? So everyone went, holy shit, I want to play games. That's what I do. I play games. So they went to the 360, right? And they really made it a big system. Mm-hmm. So fast forward to Xbox One and PS4. Xbox One came out and said, hey, yo, we want to do everything. We're going to cure world hunger, and we're going to play a game while you play it too. So cable into your TV, and you're going to be able to stream this and that, and then you're going to be able to put it on the internet. And then, everyone's going to come with a Kinect because of Kinect's Paramount. We have so many
Kinects. We have to sell them.
We made this technology. Someone's got to buy it.
How much is it? $100?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yep. So they went into that whole idea, and then PS4 came out and said, "Yo, we're gonna play games."
Yep.
And that's it. And the market responded to that. $100 cheaper right off the rip.
Yep.
Their biggest thing was like, "Yo, we got some games." They don't. Like, let's not even go down that road. They don't.
They eventually got some games.
They're
Bloodborne's coming out.
Hopefully getting games.
That's gonna be good.
Hopefully getting games.
Uncharted 4. What?
Does that count? Does that count?
It does.
So
it's the long con. Okay?
Right. It is, and it is a con. So no, but I think their just overall message of how they portrayed themselves in media and like how they got their message out of there. And then Microsoft has had those debacles over like used games and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, my favorite quote from those press conferences was when they were talking about how it was online only, always online.
Yeah.
And he says, they were saying, well, what's the alternative to that? He goes, we do have an alternative console. It's called the Xbox 360.
Oh, that was dope. I loved that move. So I'll tell you, I was.
Doesn't work there anymore.
No, I was one. He got fired.
Yeah.
So I was in minority, but I actually loved everything Xbox was doing. So I loved the idea of buying a disc at retail, coming home, putting it in my console, putting it back in the case, and never having it touch the console again.
Well,
I loved that idea.
I like that. Yeah, aspect of it.
Because I sometimes get very ADD, and I'll switch from game to game to game. Mm-hmm. I hate doing digital download, just because it feels, I don't know, it feels weird to not have the copy.
It's one of those things where it feels fully, for me.
Yeah.
Because I am definitely one of those guys that plays a game and
trades it immediately.
It feels like too much of a commitment.
Yeah.
Hey, aren't you getting married too?
Something like that, right?
Okay, but
no, she's cool with it, right?
Yeah.
No, I get that. It's definitely like that commitment and whatnot. But I'm like happy I kept Titanfall now. Yeah, all the DLC just went free.
I gotta download that. I forgot about that. Yeah.
All that DLC just went free. So, but
I think it's time for us to go back to Titanfall for a little bit.
Yeah, for like a week.
I'm okay with that.
But
Battlefield Hardline.
So when they made that mixture and Xbox kind of messed up some of that stuff, Microsoft messed up some of those. Just talking to like just a straight up gamer and like making it what's best for the gamer.
Yeah.
And they lost it. They're kind of getting it back. They dropped price. They took Kinect out of it.
Yeah.
All those things I don't like. To be honest with you, I don't like.
Yeah, I get you.
Because I rather have some innovation. I'd rather have something new to play or a new way to play. Just get better at it. And I don't think right off the beginning showing Kinect Sports again is the right. is the right way to show how awesome your camera system is.
Well, you know, like as we're talking about this, it makes me think like, you think Microsoft kind of looked at Nintendo's success with the Wii and said, "Hey, we're gonna just make this more about an entertainment for the family. Like we're gonna try to," and that's kind of where their push was. And then it was kind of like, "Oh shit, we fucked up."
No,
you know what I mean? Like, okay, we need to just because like we were talking about earlier, they were thinking, okay, if we sell the console at this price, we'll make a little bit of a profit. Like we'll make a profit because I'm telling you, $600 for that thing, or I'm sorry, $500 for that thing, and you know, it was a Kinect. I don't use my Kinect as much.
I bought it day one.
No, I get you, and I did too. I got it with the Titanfall. Yeah, it was a launch game, right? Yeah, I got it day one. Well, that's not true.
You didn't get it day one.
I got it with the Titanfall bundle.
Yeah, you didn't get it day one.
Yeah, I got the Titanfall bundle. But I don't even really use my Kinect as much. I'll use it to stream, and it helped me in that regard because I saved whatever money I would have, bought on it. But I don't know. I think they're slowly improving on what they're trying to do with stuff. Like, they're getting a lot. One thing I will say is exclusive game wise, right now they have a much better selection.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
But I just find it interesting that even with that, for some reason, consumers are seeing more value in the PlayStation 4.
Well, I don't even know. This is going to sound terrible. I don't even know that it's that they see value, but I do know the effect of...
marketing?
No, not marketing, but... so this is big when I buy games. But if I know my friends all have a PS4,
yeah,
I'm not going to go buy an Xbox One because I want to play with them.
Yeah.
So that initial lead right off the rip gives those early adopters, the people who just have to have the new technology like myself, right? Mm-hmm. So then if my friend who is more on the fence wants to buy a system and he sees that, two of my friends have PS4s.
Yeah.
Because they're early adopters, but they only got one system, right? Well, they're going to... My on the fence friend's going to go buy a PS4.
It's true.
He's not going to go out on his own and buy an Xbox. I don't care what comes to Xbox One. He's not going to go be by himself and play Xbox One while we're all talking to each other on the PS4.
Yeah.
And I think capturing that early lead kind of gives you that momentum right off the start. It'll go away as price drops happen and that kind of stuff. Because then people can afford more than one console, or they might just want it for a couple exclusives. Or if you wait 3 years, you can go back catalog and hit up 3 or 4, 5, 6 exclusives.
Yeah.
Instead of, buying it and playing one a year.
Yeah.
So I think that initial momentum is huge, and
they seem to have captured it.
They did 100%. Sony did.
Yeah. And it's just so funny because, we're going to talk about, upcoming games pretty soon, but it's one of those things where, I say... Because I went from PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, I got my Xbox 360 next, right? And I played, because of the multiplayer community in there.
Exactly.
It was one of those things where it's all I cared about.
Yep.
I eventually got a PlayStation 3. And I remember this now. I got the PlayStation 3 for Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yep.
And from then on... I would casually play my PlayStation 3, but it was mainly my Xbox. I put a ton of time into my Xbox 360, and thankfully I never had to change it. It was the Xbox Elite, and I never had to get a new one. It had lasted me 6 years, and
you mean not every single 360 got Red Ring of Death? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't want to say that. None of the elites did.
Not every single one just miraculously died someday, and it wasn't an evil plot by Microsoft.
If you didn't get a red ring, a little elf would come and just bash your Xbox in. So,
But Microsoft hired elves to go to your house and just
ring on the back of his head. So it's one way or another, you got red ring. I just think now I'm at the point where I play my PlayStation 4 a lot more.
Yeah,
and I'm fortunate enough to have both, but at the same time...
But realistically, why?
Why do I play my PlayStation 4 a lot more? I got it first. I like it better. I do
none
like
of those
it better.
words.
I like it better. I like the interface. I thought Xbox changed a lot of things that they did well. We were talking the party chats, all that stuff. It was a little funky. Now, PlayStation never did it well either, and it's not that much better, but the ability to stream right off the bat, the way they do it for the PlayStation is a lot more.
It's very integrated.
I don't like the whole double tap.
Yeah.
It's half in my screen. I can unsnap it, which is cool, but I don't
Well,
know,
yeah, when you're
just-
playing on a 20-inch TV, that's rough.
It's 47 inches. Okay, size kind of matters, but God, what are you? Why are you doing that? I know you have a bigger.
So
TV
no,
than me.
honestly though, honestly, like whenever, because we talk, we always try to buy games on the same console.
We do.
So we can play together, right?
like
Same
playing with you,
theory.
okay.
But even then, you always lead to PS4 just because that's your inner fanboyism coming
No.
out.
Well, that's how. The only reason I disagree with that, right? Like for the most part, is because I spent 6 years on my 360.
Yeah.
Like I will play what I think is best at the
Yeah.
time. And do I want Sony to be the better console? Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, like I think about the games I want to play, and like I like the controller. I like
Yeah.
I like. The
See, I like
setup.
the Xbox
I
controller
love
better.
The trophy system. I mean, it's achievements are achievements, and I push for achievements a lot. I do like the trophy system a little bit more. I've always liked it. I just think, like going back to last gen, I just did more on my 360. So it's one of those things where I do want them to be a little bit more successful, but I also think about like, okay, every time I think of a single player game or something I know I'm not going to play with a lot of people, I will buy it on the PS4. That's how I did with my PlayStation 3. Right now, there's not a lot of games for me that are multiplayer that I would want to play. But when they are, I buy them. I would buy it for the 360. No, I'm sorry, the Xbox One, because of the community I have on there. I have a ton of friends who play Call of Duty, Battlefield.
So you're gonna get Battlefield for Xbox?
Yes, I am. A bigger reason too is the EA Access.
Well, yeah,
we'll talk about that later. But
that's an amazing system. But yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I don't care what system I get the game on. I will say this is gonna sound really weird.
You want it for PC,
right? Well, if it's cheaper, I'll take a PC every day of the week. Far Cry 4, right? But I will say this might sound a little weird. I really like hockey on PS4.
Why?
Because I like the controller setup better for that.
I like Madden on PS4.
But I like Madden.
Yeah.
And shooters better on one.
Interesting. That's interesting.
So a twin stick game, which is really what hockey is now.
Okay.
I like better on with them like right next to each other like that.
Actually, yeah.
But if it's not, I like them separated. I don't know why.
I mean, because Madden's definitely like it has its twin stick features. It's
not as heavy.
But I get what you're saying, and like FIFA, I like FIFA on the Xbox way more than I do on the PlayStation. I understand that. I could see that.
I don't know why.
I love baseball though. The show PS4. Come on.
So I used to hate the show. I was a big supporter of 2K.
I was too until they started making those glitchy games.
Yeah, they would just but so does the show. The show,
it's not as bad.
Animations.
It's not as bad. What animations?
You've never been going for a fly ball or a ground ball off the wall, and your guy just rolls through the wall like 3 or 4 times.
Jump. We've talked about this.
No, the ground ball. I don't know how to jump. No, the ground balls.
Oh yeah,
and then your player like pushes the wall and then rolls and then pushes the wall again.
If you're not running in the animation that they expect you to run, it doesn't
work right.
Yeah, it's happened
multiple times, and I don't know. There's just some dumb things like that.
Beaming fly balls, those laser fly balls.
Yep. Yeah. But no, I've grown to like the show.
Okay.
After really loving 2K, but it's really because I don't have an option at this point. I'm gonna play baseball either way. I'm going to play, but just that not having another option. I'd play 2K if I could. And then again, I'm one of those idiots who stand here and say I want 2K5 for ESPN to come back and
ESPN 2K, the football one.
Yeah,
it was good. It was a good game.
Screw Madden, blah 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 blah. But that'll never happen. So whatever.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. All right. So talking about all those games, we're gonna do another segue. No, segue time. So
you're so bad at this.
Shut up. All right. So the next thing we're gonna talk about is the 2015 video game release schedule and some interesting things that came to light. One of them is Uncharted 4 got pushed back to 2016. So
that's pretty huge, I think.
It is, and I'm gonna I actually pulled up the video game releases for each console as of now. We know some of them that aren't announced yet are gonna come out this year.
Yeah.
As of now, Halo isn't they haven't announced the date yet, but I know it's.
I think because they'll probably wait till they'll wait till E3 to give dates and everything like that.
It's gotta be mid, they always drop it mid-September, a little bit late September.
Yeah.
So it's gonna
because they gotta capture Christmas. It's coming. It's just.
So let's first go through and see what they got going on. So PS4. Now I can sit here and go through what exclusives they have coming out, and I will stop probably at. Let me see. I'm trying to look. I don't even know. I think the end of this month, because we got Metal Gear 15. I'm sorry, Metal Gear MLB 15 to show. Tweaking In's coming out in March 31st.
I don't know what that is.
Me neither. We got Shovel Knight's coming out April 21st.
Yeah, but that's not exclusive.
To between the two Xbox.
No, dude, that came out on Wii.
I know. Is that coming out for Xbox though? I don't think it is.
Who cares? It's been out for years on Wii U and PC. Actually, I have it on PC.
Witcher 3. So for April, there's Shovel Knight, Tropical 5, Golf Club, Omega Quintet, Wolfenstein: The Old Blood, which I am excited about. Yep. I love the original.
I just hope they make it so you don't have to press A to pick up every single.
No, you're gonna have to do it.
Oh God, so annoying.
But that's just like fuck that.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah, press it.
You have this awesome game and you're worried about picking shit up. Actually, it is a little annoying.
It's way annoying.
What do you call it? And then May is Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. Sorry, that starts off May. Then Final Fantasy X-10-2 HD Remastered. That shit pisses me off.
Forget
You know why that pisses me off? Because I said to myself, maybe I shouldn't get it for the Vita.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna release it for the PS. They didn't release it for the PS3 until like way later.
Yeah, but do you think
that pisses me off?
So its definition of remastered, do you think it'll be like PS3 graphics?
Probably.
I don't think they remastered it all the way up to
I don't know what
PS4.
No, they're not gonna. No, there's no way. Yeah. From as far down as it was. I mean, it was PS2, so I think it's gonna look
and the
best,
PS3, like you said, was really late in the PS3 life.
So late.
And I think that they kind of use more from that and take more from that to update it.
Yeah. So that's May. And then Witcher 3. I'm excited about that. The only thing is, it's one of those things. That game, I know I'm gonna have to put a ton of hours into.
Ton of.
And oh god, that bothers me because I tried. I love Dragon Age. Couldn't finish it because there's just too much to do.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have that amount of time.
Well, you gotta take your pick. Are you gonna go side quests or are you gonna go
main? Some of them like Dragon Age. I'm trying to remember, but you had to do a good amount of side quests before you can actually.
Well, you had to get power
you have to level
and
up.
that kind of thing. Yeah. But I'm sure if we looked at your stats, you were way above the power for where you were at the storyline.
I did a ton of side quests. Witcher 3, Ride. I don't know what Ride is. Batman Arkham Knight, June 2nd. That starts off June. Really excited about that. Elder Scrolls Online is actually June 9th. Final Fantasy 14. Oh, that's the DLC for Final Fantasy 14. Payday is in June. Then we get to September. I'm sorry, July. There's one game, Blaze Blue. Chrono Phantasma Extend. And then September 1st is Mad Max, Metal Gear Solid. Both of those.
You think Metal Gear ships then?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Kojima's pretty good at, like, once he sets a date, he sets a date. He won't set a date until he knows for sure. Otherwise, he'll say, like, fall to 2015.
Yeah.
You know, once he sets a date, he's pretty good on it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that game could have came out a little earlier.
I think they need
but
it
they
to.
Always...
I think they need it to.
What, come out earlier?
No, PlayStation. I think they need it to not get
something.
Delayed.
Yeah, I'm sure they knew Uncharted was going to get pushed back, and it was one of those things, because I saw, and this doesn't make a big difference, a couple of weeks, but I saw the preview of the limited edition Metal Gear Solid, and that was dated as September 21st. And then I was I was confused because they had just announced September 1st. So I was like,
so they already know it's getting pushed.
Yeah.
Okay.
They pushed it earlier, which is good, I guess.
Hopefully, we'll see.
So that's kind of what I'm looking at, and like I'm looking at these, and I mean, there's a couple exclusives, but very little. I mean, Bloodborne comes out in 2 weeks.
So, and then speak about Bloodborne. Like, all right, I get it's exclusive, but who buys that?
There's a lot of people.
That's your hardcore people.
Yeah,
there's not.
That's the Dark Souls people.
Exactly. Your mainstream's not buying that game. Yeah. There's no way.
Yeah.
I know they just had the order, obviously, that came out to very mixed reviews. And one of my
people were very short about the reviews.
Oh, I see what you did there. One of the things I heard over and over again, listening to different podcasts,
the game is short.
And listening and reading different sites.
Yeah.
One thing a lot of people said was like, hey, the game was really short, and that's all people talked about. But it really took away from the fact that it just wasn't good.
What, the order?
Yeah. With just
I think
almost like a confused game.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was gonna
So like not even the short was the problem, because short is short and
didn't know what they were.
Right.
Didn't know what they wanted to be.
Right.
Yep.
Right. But so other than that, you got Bloodborne for PS4, which I don't see. I don't know. I don't see everyone buying it. Like I get that Dark Souls sold 1 and 2.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
But I don't see it as a heavy.
Well, I will.
It's not a system seller.
What helps them with a lot of people's biggest gripe about Dark Souls is that it's a little slow.
Yeah.
This game seems a bit more fast paced. And then one thing I'm seeing that I saw one developer was playing New Game Plus, and he can't even beat it. Yeah, so it's gonna be even more like. Yeah, it's definitely gonna hit hardcore fans,
right?
Really
so that's what I'm saying.
It's
like,
gonna get a couple, it's gonna get a couple interested people, people who want to support the, Sony, and it's just one of those things you got to see when the review comes out and like how people are reacting to it, because it could be one of those games that it's like Dark Souls 2 is still one of the more popular games like on Steam and on PlayStation, that a lot of people, there's a big community for it, so. It's gonna be interesting. I'm interested. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I haven't decided yet.
Honestly, I probably won't. Yeah. That's not my cup of tea. It's just not.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things where I don't like being tortured. I saw the gameplay and it looked interesting, but I'm not really into that dark scene like that. Not even. It's just very gloomy. It's very like
ominous.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a game that really captured me in that way. It's never been those kind of games. No. So I don't know. If
I'm into like I'd be more okay if it was more horror style or more like
Resident Evil.
Yeah,
like the originals.
Yeah, like back in the day.
Action genre.
Yeah,
not
just
Die
not
Hard
the,
Resident Evil.
Like, hey, you are a puny. Like I'm already a puny human. And I don't want to be a crappy human against a dragon. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I want to be a goddamn mage against that dragon. Like, I want to feel powerful, not underwhelmed.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, other than that, Bloodborne,
realistically to me, that movement by Uncharted makes Microsoft look way, way better when they stole Tomb Raider.
Yep. Yeah, because they haven't given a date yet for Tomb Raider.
Nope, it's supposed to be holiday.
It's supposed to be fall. Yep. Which it's gonna help them immensely.
It really is. So at the time, everyone said, Microsoft had to do it. They're stupid. Sony doesn't care because it's gonna go toe to toe with Uncharted, and Uncharted's gonna sell. Like Uncharted could be crap. It's gonna sell.
Yeah.
So like that whole thing kind of happened, and that look was taken at it, and now with Uncharted slipping till 2016, right? If Tomb Raider can make it out for holiday season, I think that gives Microsoft a huge bump.
Yeah.
Also, it gives people a reason to buy an Xbox because, Sony doesn't have anything like it. And I understand Uncharted's still coming out and it's still going to be great and all those words. But when people buy, that's not what they're looking at. They're looking at what's out now and what can they get now. They're not looking at, in 6 months I'll have a really cool game to play. Well, no, then I'll buy the console in 6 months. Like, who cares? So I think that Tomb Raider coup is way bigger for as long as they can get it out.
Yep.
Because if it doesn't have to go toe to toe with Uncharted, it's money.
Yeah,
it's absolute money.
I think we were talking about like the console sales and stuff like that. Yeah. If nothing else comes out that's exclusive to PlayStation for that fall season, you're gonna see like the huge shift towards Xbox sales.
Yeah.
Again for the holiday, because honestly, that's what they're gonna gun for, right? Because I mean, you can talk about sales throughout the year, but you're gonna get the bulk of your sales during Christmas, right? So they're gonna have something to deal with if they don't have another exclusive game that comes out.
Yeah. And then Microsoft has some. So Halo's supposed to be out this year. Halo 5, which has taken its lumps because of the collection and their inability to make it smooth when it came out.
Yeah.
But you got Halo 5 coming out, which hopefully doesn't slip. I think we'll learn a lot more after E3.
Yeah, and, definitely, because obviously you're gonna have your Call of Duties, which they're AAA titles. Yep. You're gonna have some sort of Assassin's Creed, and then one other exclusive game that I am excited for Xbox One, which I played on my Xbox 360, and they're having the whole DLC bundle come out with it, is the State of Decay game. Comes out April 28th.
Oh,
you ever played that?
No.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Is it Is it like a wasteland? What is?
It's a big sandbox.
Yep.
You kind of, it's a survival. It's a zombie horror. You control all different kind of characters. Yep. Some have different traits and qualities, but it's permadeath. So if they die, they're done.
Oh.
And you have to go, you have your own little colony. It starts out small. you have to build it. You have to build your fortress. Or if you have too many people in the house, you have to find a new place to live. You have to bring everybody with you. Like,
really?
Yeah, there's a lot to it, and it's fun. You know what I mean? Because there's zombies everywhere. So you always have to be careful of that. Sometimes there's a horde that attacks your fortress, and if you're not there, you got to get back there to help them. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
That's kind of that sounds cool.
Yeah. You have to see it, and I think it's something. I just think that's one of the, because it came out so late for the 360. It was one of those games that kind of got overlooked. I did buy it, and I freaking loved it. I loved it, but I got my PS4 by then, and I just never went back to it. So I'm definitely looking forward to buying that. I'll play that for a bit. But that's the other one I think that is a good exclusive for them to have. I don't see anything else that's exclusive, because Mad Max is the only. It only goes up to September 1st here. I'm actually looking on the Metacritic.com website. So.
Yeah, I mean, so they've announced Forza's in the works. They've announced obviously Halo in the works.
Yeah. Forza, yeah. Man,
there was one more I can't think of that they had said there were supposed to be three big ones from Microsoft this year. Well, Tomb Raider, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be exclusive. I mean, hey, like we said, I think.
They even talk about you talk about niche gaming and stuff like that. They even do Forza, like they do Forza really well. Like it's always a really big seller. Yeah.
And no offense to Sony's star franchise, but I will take. Well, first of all, I don't really race much, but I will take an above average game every 2 years over a great game every 7
years.
Yeah, over every 7 years.
I can understand that, because then it's one of those things where like Gran Turismo, a lot of people love it. Like it's one of those grinder games where like you have to get licenses, you have to do this, and shit, I don't even like that kind of shit. Like, I mean, I loved when I was younger and I had nothing else to do.
Right.
But I agree with you. I'd much rather have like two studios making that, because that's the kind of game where like you're not going to see a dramatic change, but they do things well, like Forza Horizon, and then they have Forza, what is it, the other Forza 2, Forza 3, Motorsport. So those are two different ones. Maybe I think they're two different studios within Microsoft, but they do things well where they sell really well.
Also, they just have a different take, and like I understand a lot doesn't change and whatnot, and they patch and they add DLC and all that good stuff, but like just different tracks, cars, different types of handling. I feel like every time one of the game comes out, they found a new way to capture how the car does, however, whatever it does, and a new way to implement the racetrack. So
I want them, maybe not them. Actually, it could be. I'm okay with them doing it for Forza, but they need to bring back some sort of underground. Need for Speed had underground. I loved Need for Speed Underground too.
We can get to Need for Speed because that's free right now. So
that's not the same kind of game I want. That's, what is it? Rivals? You talking about? That's free?
No, on Access.
Yeah, it's Rivals.
Is it Rivals?
Yeah, it's.
I didn't
know
play
God,
those.
no.
The last car game I actually played was Burnout.
No, it was Mario Kart 8.
Well, that's totally different. That's just a giant...
How is it not? It's a racing game.
God, there's so much more anger in that one, though. Maybe that's why I love Nintendo. Just the emotion from a freaking kart game. Yeah. Son of a bitch, where did that blue shell come from? Are you kidding me?
I made the turn, damn it.
Yeah. There's no way I went off that cliff.
Cool.
Yes, I drove straight for it. That's not the point.
All right.
I'm supposed to have a parachute.
You ready for another awesome segue?
Oh,
all right, so last topic we're going to talk about is I got to play Battlefield Hardline. So let's start with that.
Yep.
We got the EA Access, early access, 10 hours.
Yep.
I've only played about maybe an hour's worth. I did the prologue of the campaign, or episodes as they call them.
Episodic, because everything is episodic now.
Which I kind of like, because you think about it. You think about like what we consume more of now is Netflix, TV shows, is all that stuff, and it's all episodic because you can just break away from it.
It's ADD. Got it.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I got to play that. I played the first two missions, and I said, okay, I want to jump to multiplayer. Now, the first two missions I played were they were interesting. Mm-hmm. I mean, they had like the graphics don't look that much better than Battlefield 4. They don't.
Okay.
And I thought it was like the voice acting. Yeah, I'm fine with it because the game doesn't look bad. Right. It just doesn't look like they did much of anything with the presentation.
Yeah. The actual engine,
I'm wondering. I'm saying, okay, so they took the engine. They're like, hey, we're not going to use too much time on this. What we are going to do is I'm hoping that they worked on the gameplay
So
because
Battlefield 4 when it came out
yes,
was a buggy mess.
it's still like
Well,
yeah,
yeah, but it was like
it was bad.
holy crap! They're like, hey, wait 6 months to buy our game. Like it was bad.
I lost my campaign 3 times.
Yeah, no, nope.
just
I wouldn't have went back
like-
the second time.
And then got so many server issues, so much rubber banding. Like
So we're hoping this kind of
I think they're putting more of an emphasis on
that side of it.
the multiplayer
Yeah.
and the presentation of their of how their campaign is told, because I'm a huge fan of like shooter campaigns.
Yes.
Like I love all the
Yes,
Call of
I
Duty
do too.
campaigns.
Well,
like I
I
love
loved
playing them.
most of
Yeah,
the
I
Call
did
of
not
Duty.
like
Advanced Warfare sucked,
God,
but
so bad.
yeah,
So bad. And it had Kevin Spacey in it. That disappointed.
because I should have loved it because I love Kevin
Yeah,
Spacey.
it was predictable. It was
Back to Battlefield.
Yeah, sorry.
We've done this.
Sorry.
We've dead horse.
I'm
like
done.
Battlefield.
But yeah, so I don't like the I played one scene with the cars. Did not like that at all.
Okay.
Like, it
So
just-
do you play
you
in
feel
a
like
car?
you're
Okay.
driving the car because you're in a chase because
Okay.
it's a very like cops and robbers
Yep.
esque feel.
Yeah.
So you're chasing this guy. He's driving like a nut, trying to get away from you guys. You feel more like you're sledding on the street, like going down a hill, than you do you're actually driving the car. Like I can literally keep the gas on and just bank a turn. Like
Ooh.
it's one of those things
So
where
I would like it.
yeah, the feel doesn't feel like there's no challenge to it.
Yeah.
Again, and I was playing on veteran, so I don't know if that matters when you're driving a car.
Yeah.
But the shooting felt really good.
Yeah.
Um,
Which it always has in
the voice
Battlefield.
acting looks amazing. Like there's actual actors.
Yeah.
In this game,
Is
like
Kevin Spacey in it?
no,
Okay.
he was smart enough to stay away.
Yeah, but if it
But-
was better, it could
no,
have
yeah,
brought
it's-
back his career.
I
in
know.
video games.
But I can't see it because he's one of those like corporate bad guys.
Yeah.
This is like literally just drugs and money and guns and shit like that.
Right.
He's trying to take over the world.
Yeah,
These guys
that's
are just
true.
trying to own a piece of the
Yeah.
pie. But yeah, it looked good. So I said, forget it. I just want to go straight into multiplayer. I want to see what that feels like. I played 2 maps. I played I forgot the names of them, but I played just Conquest.
Yeah.
'Cause they have like 5 other new game modes, but they're
Yeah.
they're variations of the same. They're like King of the Hill, Captured Flags.
Yep.
They call it different things. And Hotwire is the bigger one where it's cars.
yeah, you
have to
steal the cars. I was
steal-
watching some of that. Yeah.
yeah. But I was playing Conquest because I just want to get a feel of like the map layouts and see what that looked like. And I like the map so far. Like I played 2 maps and there's a lot of balance to them where depending on what classes you use, you can use any class and it doesn't feel like you're confined to one. Like you have to use shotguns in this thing or you have to use. So I like that part of it. The gameplay feels a lot stronger. The only thing that I'm worried about is there was only like 4,000 people playing this game.
Whoa.
That mode. So I'm wondering what happens when everyone
Everybody
hits that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's
You're
good.
seeing if the server can take it, basically.
Yeah.
So here, let me ask this question. You played the beta.
Yes.
Can you tell a difference?
Yes.
You can. Like,
Yeah.
what about it feels different?
It feels smoother. Like
Okay.
it feels a lot smoother. Again, I don't know how many people played the beta, like what the number was.
I'm sure it had to be higher than the 4 mark.
Yeah,
4,000.
and it was 4,000 in that lobby, so it could
No,
have been, with the bigger lobby. With that game mode. Sorry.
Yep.
But it felt a lot smoother.
Okay.
You can tell the shooting and everything. Like when you actually hit people, you hit people. I still feel like there's like shotguns are still one of those things where it happens in every game. They're always
I was
overpowered.
gonna say, every
I fucking
game.
hate it. I hate that they're so overpowered because it's not even a matter of like you just need to get close enough. No. There's certain things you can do to make it more accurate
At distance.
and not lose any power.
Yeah, that's
so
stupid.
that kind of stuff bothers me. I didn't see a lot of it, but I was trying to get a feel for that to see what it looked like because there's a lot of guys running around with shotguns. But there was much less rubber banding. There was much less, like it felt a lot smoother, and I'm hoping that's how it stays.
Right.
I'm hoping because if I'm right, this is the game. Right?
Well,
this is the finished product.
Right.
Let's
This is
assume.
the finished game. Yeah,
This is the finished product.
Yep.
Right? So if it is that way, I could see again, I want to play all the maps, but
Yep.
the 2 maps I played were really I liked them a lot. They were the small version of Conquest. So they're going to be bigger, you're going to have more to do, you're going to have vehicles and stuff like that. I don't know how that's going to play into it.
Get some more time on it.
Yeah, because that's what Battlefield's
yeah.
about. It's about like large scope warfare. So
I'm so bad at it.
it's one of those things. I mean, I did well, and I was playing Conquer Small, and it was fun. It was fun. I played, and I was just too tired. I was like, fuck this, I'm going to bed.
Yeah,
you know?
so life be like that.
But,
so that brings up a better point.
What?
So you got 10 hours. Now, we're not going to say for free, but you got 10 hours of that game that you don't own that game yet.
Nope.
You didn't buy that game, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about a little bit about EA Access.
This is his segue.
Yep. I'm going to hit you with a segue. So let's talk about a little bit with EA Access.
Yes.
Now, we are both huge believers in EA Access.
Huge. It's a brilliant idea.
I'm not saying that it's amazing and actually makes me like EA a bit, but it does.
It does.
Right? So
It's a scary thought.
it is scary. So some of the games are a little bit older on it. But so for Battlefield, what are the rules
4?
around it? Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh,
No, for
Hardline?
yeah, what was it? You got it how early and what was the
5 days early. You can play up to 10 hours. And you only play, I think it's 3 or 4 missions of the prologue, and then 2 other missions, I think, of the campaign. But you can play all of the multiplayer, all the maps, all the modes, and it carries over.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, so if you buy the game, you don't lose any of that.
And yeah, it's brilliant because they're going to steal potential people who would want to get it for the PlayStation, and they are, like, I just love that. Like, it's, when you talk about dollar value for stuff,
Right.
like, it's just amazing. It's an amazing thing because, what is it, $30 for the year, $35 for the year?
I'm looking.
It's got to be like either, I think it's 35 for the
So
year,
it's
34.
$5 a month.
Yeah.
Man, it doesn't say anything about a year contract on here anymore. So I know when I got it, I got the year contract for $30.
I think I paid 35 for it. Because I just bought it maybe like 4 months ago.
So if anybody got that info, I'm looking at their site. It says nothing about the yearly one.
Those brilliant bastards.
I know,
They're
aren't
gonna
they?
cut it off.
They should.
Yeah.
But so I got the list of games pulled up here that as of right now they have on access.
Yeah.
So they got Madden 15, NBA Live 15, UFC, Battlefield 4, Madden 25, FIFA 14, Peggle 2, Need for Speed Rivals, Plants vs. Zombie, Garden Warfare.
That wasn't bad.
So like, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, they have 9 games, but we'll count 8 because we're not going to count Madden twice, right? So 8 games for $5 a month. They're adding new games all the time.
Yep.
They just put Madden 15 up there.
And those trials are amazing.
They have the trials before games. So we played Dragon Age before it came out.
Yes.
Played part of that. Obviously, we're playing Battlefield before it came out. Honestly, for the price like that I think that's insane. As much as maybe people don't want to hear it, like, so I'll tell you, when Madden 15 came out, one of us might have sold Madden 15 back to GameStop.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Yeah.
Also, so this is a multiplayer game, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna buy it on Xbox One over PS4.
Yeah.
From here on out, I'll buy Madden on Xbox One. I'll buy any game, FIFA on Xbox One, any game that I think is gonna go on EA Access. I'll buy it on Xbox One because. So let's say I start. So this actually happened to you. This is a perfect example. You're Madden, right?
Yeah.
So what happened with Madden?
So I didn't have EA Access when it first came out, and I bought Madden for
Non-believer.
I bought it for the PS4, and I put 3 or 4 years into my franchise.
Yeah.
And once it came on the EA Access vault, at this point I already bought EA Access. I was like, I should just return this and get like whatever I could. And I got like $20 for Madden, and
that almost pays for the EA Access.
That's what
Insane.
I'm saying. Like,
yep.
And I was like, I made the mistake of buying it for the wrong console. And now next year I'm gonna buy it for the Xbox because now my stuff will carry over. Now I still feel like, and this is something that I'm convinced is gonna happen eventually.
Yeah. You think it come?
Microsoft, EA is gonna do enough. They're gonna be successful with this. They're gonna put games on it. There's gonna be a point where they're gonna up that price.
I don't doubt that.
There's gonna be a point where
I don't doubt that.
I think this is one of those things where they're trying to grab the people they can.
Yep.
And then
until
gut them.
Well, I don't think they gut them, but I think they
gut 'em?
wait till the library gets a little bigger.
Yeah.
So what I look at is, let's say a year from now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a year from now, you'll have the new Madden, another new Madden, obviously, another new FIFA on there, all those different deals. Hardline might even be on there by then.
Yeah.
All those different things. So yeah, they might up the price a bit because you might be looking at like 20 games.
Yeah.
But at that point, I still think it's worth it. I
Yeah.
still think it's a good proposition. Also, the way they're making money, and I don't know how often you go to the actual Access Hub. Man, they promote the shit out of their DLC.
Well, yeah.
So like you get Battlefield 4 for
Sound
free.
it out.
Yeah. But if you want the extra stuff, you still gotta buy the
premium.
DLC,
And,
which for them is brilliant.
yeah. Yeah.
Like
it's
to
true.
me, that is brilliant.
It's true.
Like, hey, you got FIFA, right? But a lot of people love the cards in FIFA. So here's your FIFA. You want some cards with that?
Yeah.
I'll give you 10% off. Like,
Damn, Fut.
yeah,
Fut.
Fut.
Mutt.
Yeah.
What's hockey? Hut.
Hut.
Is it Hut?
I don't know.
Do they have Ultimate Team?
I don't know. I would assume
They,
so. How could
I thought they
not?
took that out for the next gen one.
Oh well, they screwed over NHL 15, but we're not going down that road.
It'll be free pretty
But
soon.
even that, yeah, NHL 15 is going to be on there.
Yeah.
And it's
Gotta
just
be
from a
free.
proposition, games to dollars. Like I don't see how you don't do it.
Yeah,
I don't see.
it's a good value. And going back to we talk about value, and this worries me. Going back to the Battlefield Hardline, so the game's $60 it's coming out.
Yeah,
The premium,
Well,
which I always buy,
$53.
50, yeah, like you're talking about $110. Now I will tell you,
You
I
can buy-
bought all of Battlefield 4. Battlefield 3's premium. I had
Yep.
the premium. I loved every part of it. Battlefield 3 worked.
Yep.
It was an awesome game, like graphics wise.
Yep.
The DLC was really good. Like they added a lot of different things to it. They added different modes, different like vehicles. The maps were great. But Battlefield 4, I spent the $50 and I never went back to it
Yeah.
because of how bad it was. Now I know, like one of the developers I saw on my Twitter feed said from Visceral Games said like we're trying to make correct all the mistakes that Battlefield 4 had,
Right.
which is good.
Which
Which is why I think
Which also speaks to that graphics point you made.
that they're
Yep.
saying, hey, this worked.
Yep.
But none of this did. We're gonna focus on this.
Yep,
You know what
yep.
I mean? So if they do that, then it's worth the value because like those DLCs that come out, they're not small. It's not like one of those things where it's like
Here's
an
a new
extra
camo.
gun. You're
Yeah,
talking,
here's a new.
like-
Here's a new.
yeah, you're talking
yeah.
a lot of time that they can put into that, and a lot of time that you will play with those DLCs. So it just worries me. Like I really want to see how. This
So are
game
you going
plays.
to wait?
Yeah, before I buy
Get
the
it?
premium.
You're not going to buy it all at once
No, definitely.
because
Not.
that's cheaper.
Yeah,
And then it's made even cheaper if you do digital download through EA Access.
Yeah, well, that's so. I just get worried that because I'm worried because of Battlefield 4. I really am. Like,
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I'm not.
Some doubts in your mind.
I think what
And
I
you-
will do.
and I
have
just
some
want it
mon-
noted.
I have some money
You are
in my
a
wallet,
Battlefield person. Like
am.
you are.
So. I used
that
to be
guy.
a Call of Duty person.
Ooh.
Oh my god, I was.
I
so
hope
good
they
at
all
Call
go
of
away.
Duty. Although I might be a Call of Duty person again because Treyarch is making the next
Right.
Call of Duty, and I
Right.
love Treyarch.
Meh.
I need everyone to agree with me that World at War is the best Call of Duty. Please tell me.
I
what you
need
think.
everyone to agree that they're all the same. Anyway,
Well, they are.
but yeah, no. So EA Access, I think, just is a great value,
Yeah.
and I don't think they promote it enough. I think it should be out there more.
I don't think they're ready to promote it enough yet, and I think it's one of those things. Like you and I agree that like they have value there. I think to them, it's not there yet. I think they
Yeah.
will once it's like
So
they have to put something really successful there a little earlier than they expected to. Like they have to take a hit on something.
Something.
I'm wondering if that's what Dragon Age is going to be for them. I think eventually. You don't think so? I think they're going to put that thing on like maybe by because that's a game that they're going to add DLC to. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. Once they start doing that, like they add
Yeah,
DLC
but
to,
even-
they're gonna. I think they're going to put that on there sooner than we think, because I don't think a lot of people are playing that right now.
I think it was good right off the bat.
Rip. They're going to do
Off the
something.
rip.
They're going to do something where it's really going to just grab everyone for that.
Yeah. So that came out November 18th.
Full year?
So we're
November.
5 months in
To celebrate it, you don't. I'm telling you, they're gonna do something.
on 1 year.
Yeah,
Yeah, but do you think that's soon enough?
yeah, I think.
I don't think that's. I don't think it's
because
soon
think
enough
about
to make
what's
a splash.
gonna come out. They're gonna release NHL.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna release FIFA again
Mm-hmm.
on there. I gotta think of what else is EA related. Like they're not gonna put Battlefield Hardline on there till maybe after Christmas,
Right.
after like maybe spring.
Yeah.
Till they announce the next one probably.
Yeah.
But again, Battlefield's usually not the kind of thing that came out. Well, Battlefield 4 came out
Way long ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're gonna wait up probably a full year because it's one of those things where Battlefield Hardline kind of feels like an extension of Battlefield 4, and
Yeah.
that bothers me.
Well,
a
I
little
think
bit,
it's the
but-
looks.
Yeah, it's definitely the look.
It's definitely the looks.
But I think that a year they're gonna announce something in the EA Vault like in a year, like in November, to mark that year. They're gonna put something on there that's gonna people are gonna like be like, wow, if I don't have this, I need to get it. And then after that, they're gonna jack the fucking price up.
Well, yeah, they might.
It's gonna happen.
So then, do you think it comes to PlayStation at any point? Or do you think Sony shot themselves?
I'm sure that they have a contract that says they can only keep it on Microsoft. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Because why aren't they on there now?
Well, you heard what Sony came out and said.
It was because they have the
PlayStation
which
Now.
is that thing does not work.
That's terrible. That's a whole different story.
Yeah,
that's a
they
mess.
Need EA access.
They do.
Need to put that on
so
there.
the biggest thing is forget the selection of games. The biggest thing for access, the two for me, is one, there's a set price, right?
Yes.
So I know what I'm spending.
Yes.
Two, I can download the game, not stream it.
Yeah.
That is huge. Because that streaming crap, I'm sorry, where I am, it doesn't work.
Did you play? You didn't get a chance to play it at all, right?
I played
now?
I was like one game.
I was in the beta.
Yeah.
And I was playing. Damn, it was the, I forgot the name of it, but I was playing something and it was so bad. It felt like I was playing like a multiplayer game, like and trying to shoot something, and it felt like I was playing the computer. And I'm like, another player, you know what I mean, like in Madden, and there was like a bunch of people streaming Netflix, right behind me, like, you know,
well,
just
so
stealing my internet.
And so not to saying like I don't know if it's the fastest, but we're still sitting at 25 megabytes here. I mean, it's not like we have slow internet.
No.
But it's not there.
I'm sure there's
the
ticky tacky things.
Yeah.
But
and like
it's probably,
so
it's bouncing from one thing to another to another.
Well, it's supposed to be a wired connection. I'm not running a wire.
Mine was wired. It was still slow.
Wow. Yeah, no, I'm not running a wire from my router to it. Like, I'm sorry, if I can play Call of Duty, if I can play Maddens and all that stuff online without a problem, I'm not gonna run it just to play some PS1 game for 4 hours for $8.
Yep.
Not happening.
And this is something that I think is it's just stupid.
Yeah.
Just stupid is that I can sit here and rent that game for for 5 hours, however many dollars. I can just buy it outright for like $7.99 on the Vita or the PlayStation Store. You know what I mean? Like, do something that creates, because you already have something like that. Create
value.
People will buy that game if they want to.
Look at Nintendo. Look at Nintendo.
They're not going to rent it. They're going to buy it because honestly, it's cheaper.
Yep.
It's they're older games. Like people are going to sit here and say, I'm going to rent that for 6 hours. If they are, I mean, there's probably people out there doing it, and that's fine. Do what you want to do, but you're shooting yourself in the foot because you're not owning the game,
right? And
you'll never be able to go back to it, and you may not want to, but at the same time, you're still draining money down the
what, like $2 more, and you just
and I'm sure it's going to ruin your experience at some point, like because
where you're midway through
and you're streaming and like it's streaming it and it just messes up, you know. It's one of those things that could be wrong.
Like, so if they stream it and it screws up for 2 hours, do you get those hours back? Like, I don't know that.
No.
But I'd imagine no.
Yeah, right.
I imagine they're just like, hey,
no,
buy some more.
Sorry.
But like, I mean, I think Nintendo's proven, and Sony's there. Their catalog
How
is
did
deep.
we get back here?
No, but Nintendo's proven that they can put Mario on every single platform, the original Super Mario, and it will get sold again and again.
They put it on the PlayStation, I will buy it. No, kidding.
I don't want to envision that world. Too far. We're going to get knives out and stuff. No, but like, so it's on 3DS, it was on DS, it was on Wii, it's on Wii U, it was on Game. Like, it was on everything.
Yeah.
And people buy it every time because they're like, I love this game. Sony's got games like that. If they released more, what's that Metal Gear you love? 2?
Metal Gear Solid. Which one do I love?
Yeah,
which one's my favorite?
2?
No.
Or 3?
Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid 1 is my favorite.
Yeah, but that can't come out.
Metal Gear Solid 3 is my second favorite.
Yeah.
PS2.
But if they just let you go onto your PS4 and buy that, just let us buy it.
Yep.
Because I'll be honest with you, I was never a Metal Gear Solid person, but I'd probably take a stab at it now that I'm older, now that I like different games.
Yeah, and it's
just to see what it was.
Right. And you think about like replay
they have
value.
To make it cheaper.
Yeah.
They can't come out and make it cheaper for me to buy a PS2 plus the game.
Yeah.
Then buy a couple games, because I still have a ton of PS2 games.
You do.
Just hanging around.
You do. You have a library of stuff.
I
was impressed by your library.
It's okay.
You know,
most people don't know that.
I judge people. It's funny because I'll judge you for keeping all that shit, and then I'm like, oh my god, I remember that. I want to play it. Because I don't keep shit.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I get rid of it. Like I just I can't do it.
This is the first time I really started trading games and doing all that kind of stuff. I used to really never do it. But oh man, wedding coming up. Like, it's just easier.
You're getting married? Okay.
I think I'm getting married this time.
So that's good. Oh, God. Why did you put that on that? All right, so this just got real. So you want to wrap up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nintendo's awesome. And
Nintendo's
screw
awesome,
the rest of them.
Well,
As I go back and play Battlefield on Xbox One.
yes, because you can't play that on Nintendo.
Oh, too soon.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for taking some time with us. Once again, I'm Jason, and you can find me on Twitter. I'm at JROC928, JRock928. And Phil, where are you at, Phil?
I'm at Phil G 1117.
That's 1117.
Yes. You can come talk to me on there. Also, any Diablo people, just find me. It's Blazers.
Blazers New Hope.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't play Diablo.
We're gonna fix that. We're gonna get him a laptop, a PC, or something.
With a laptop, man. With a laptop.
And we're gonna get him on Diablo and get him on that loot whore train.
I can't do it.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah, so I'll be on Twitch, XXJROC928XX. That's 2 X's in the front, 2 X's in the back. I'll be streaming Battlefield Hardline when it comes out. And I'm actually playing a lot of Hotline Miami 2. Game's intense, but good. It's hard, man. That game is hard.
I'm not playing it.
Like, I know why, but
I'm not playing
that game is, like, I was yelling at the screen.
Yeah, I heard you.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was so angry. But it's addictive. Like, it's so hard.
It's like cocaine.
And there's cocaine in it. Like, but yeah, so thanks for spending some time with us. Catch us next week, and we'll have another video podcast up and everything. We're gonna be on YouTube to start. We're trying to figure out where we're gonna, put these actual podcasts on. Just bear with us. But leave some comments, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys when we catch you guys. You know what I'm saying? All about them segues.
Goodbye.
Bye.